I'm going to work through the last page. We got this function f. So I calculated f prime right here. And now we're told that the function is continuous. What that means is that the limit of the left side and the limit of the right side are going to be the same. So if we plug 2 in for x here and here, we'll get the same thing as when we plug 2 in for x here. So what that means is that a times 2 squared plus b times 2 is going to have to be equal to a times 2 minus 1 cubed plus 5. And let's clean that up a little bit. So that means with 4a plus 2b is equal to a plus 5. Subtract a from both sides. 3a plus 2b is equal to 5. And you know when you get to this point that you have one equation with two variables, so you're not going to be able to solve for those variables a and b. On the other side, we also knew that this was differentiable. So I'm going to take this differentiability equation, and we know because of the differentiability that if we plug 2 in here for x, and we plug 2 in here for x, we get equivalent statements. So 2a times 2 plus b must be equal to 3a times 2 minus 1 to the second power. Cleaning it up, we get 4a plus b is equal to 3a. Therefore, if I move this to the, I'll bring this over here, you get that a plus b has got to be equal to 0. Therefore, a and b are opposites. Now, here's the key. You can set up a system of equations because you have two linear equations in two variables. It's as simple as taking the negative b right here, bringing it over, and plugging it in for a. So that you get 3 times negative b plus 2b is equal to 5, which means that negative b is equal to 5, which means that b is equal to negative 5. Well, if b is equal to negative 5, and we know that they're opposites, that means that a is going to be equal to 5. So that's the solution to our system. Let's look at d, which I thought was a little bit tricky. So I told you that this one was also differentiable at 1. And so if it's differentiable, it's automatically continuous. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug 1 into the left branch. And I'm going to plug 1 into the right branch. And then I'm going to clean that up as much as I can. The natural log of 1 is 0, so you get a times 0 plus b is equal to, the inverse tangent of 1 means what angle has a tangent ratio of 1, and the answer to that would be pi over 4. So we were able to figure out just from the continuity equation that b is going to have to be pi over 4. We were not able to get a. We're going to get a from the differentiability equation. Now in order to do that, we're going to have to take the derivative first. I'm going to do that work here off to the side. So our derivative equation would be a over x, that's when x is less than or equal to 1, and then 1 over 1 plus x squared when x is greater than 1. Therefore, if we plug 1 into both sides, we get a over 1 is equal to 1 over 1 plus 1 squared. So a is equal to 1/2. Okay, and that concludes the lesson. Your assignment is to go to section 4-6 and then do numbers 1 through 29, the odds.